their arms, hands, feet, legs inside the truck. Make sure you supervise your children. If you have any little ones sitting on laps today, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure that they are staying seated on laps at all times and not standing on laps or on the rows or being held up in the air like a sacrifice, because none of those things are safe, and we're going to be hitting quite a few bumpy roads while we are out here today. As first area we've entered, this is going to be called the Little Ettore Forest, and usually the animals that live here tend to hide, but this one is not hiding at all right now. Now this is going to be called an okapi, and the okapi is the only known relative of the giraffe. It's got that long prehensile tongue and the same skull structure just like its cousin does. Now at one point it was so rare to find that an okapi was actually believed to be a mythical creature until it was discovered by Western civilization in the year 1901. Now we'll keep on making our way around here, my friends. We'll see if there's anything else that may be out for us to find. Not much over here at the moment, but we'll keep checking. We may be able to find something on the top of the hill over here. That sun is shining bright, so maybe it's a good thing we're getting away from that sun. Now, you know what, my friends? I think I do see some more animals coming up here. Just on the other side of this bamboo tree. Oh yeah, here we go, my friends. Now we found some more animals. Now, behind the bamboo tree and then up on the top, dark brown, reddish color animals are going to be called the bongo. Now, the bongo are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest because they're very rarely seen. The horns grow 32 to 36 inches long. They're slightly slanted back as well, if you can see that. That actually helps them get through the thick underbrush of the forest as quickly as possible. Well, my friends, I think that's all we were going to find out there in the Little Ettore Forest, so we're going to head on out of the Little Ettore Forest and make our way down to the next area here on the reserve, which is going to be known as the Safi River. Now, let's see if we can find anything over in the river here. Let's see. I don't see much over here just yet. I don't know about you, my friends, but let's keep our eyes peeled towards the water. I see bubbles, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. I see lots of vultures, and they're not ours either. So I can't really talk about them. They're just local birds. They like to steal the food. Then also what they'll do is they'll eat they'll eat the skin, the dead skin off the backs of the Nile hippo that live here. Now, does this pink-backed pelican want to cross? Yeah. Now these white birds that are going to cross in front of us, go ahead, I'm giving you your space. You can go. It's trying to decide. Okay. They want to go? Okay. Now these white birds here, we're gonna get close to. No. Okay. Right. It crosses right as soon as we want to go. Now this one, I see you getting ready. I see you getting ready. All right, I'm gonna go now. No. Okay. Reserve one in the province of Aubrey. Hey, hold me by mail. Get both. Holding my male hippo food for pink-backed pelican, lying back on Now, sorry, my friends. Now, the one thing is we're allowed to get about 10 feet close to the animals, but with the pink-backed pelicans, we actually have to give them their space because the further we send them up the hill, the more they can't come down because they can't really fly very well. So we kind of have to give them their space and hope that they stay here on lower ground so they can easily jump down. A pink-backed pelican, most of the name of the white birds. Now, during mating season, their backs turn a light shade of pink. Both males and females tend to their eggs, but what's really interesting about them is their wingspan. They have a wingspan that reaches 9 feet wide, which is just about as wide as this truck. Now, my friends, we're going to come on over this bridge, and as you come on over the bridge, go ahead and look down to your left-hand side. Now, we'll actually have to hold you. Oh, no, the truck's going. Cool. Now, these are going to be the Nile crocodile. Nile crocodile, they can grow to be about 16 feet in length, weigh up to 500 pounds. They're only half of their body weight in just a single weight. Now, for the most part, they are very inactive creatures. They only move their bodies in total about 30 minutes of the whole entire day. Looks like we have some traffic. I think there's some more animals. From what I thought I heard over the radio to the warden, that there's some more animals that are blocking the way a little bit ahead. Usually at this time, it's a good time for giraffes to start walking in and out of the road.
I wonder if it's the rhinos. I wonder if it's the rhinos from last time.
A lot of times it's the rhinos, but definitely here on this part where we're going slower, it's most likely 9 times out of 10 the giraffes.
We came last time and we had rhinos for about 10 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I know.
And he would not move.
Yeah, we had one day last week where we were stuck behind giraffes. I think it was like 3 cars back for about 25 minutes.
Yeah, the rhinos were about 10 minutes a couple of days ago, weren't they?
And it happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that happens. But it is their home. They're free to walk around
It's
wherever
great.
they want. Yeah.
It's great, yeah.
I mean, it's great for you guys. You get to get all great pictures. Now we're going to let this truck get a little bit of space here in between us. Now this tree that's going to be on the right-hand side here, big leafless tree. It's called a baobab tree. Now baobab trees will go leafless 9 months out of the year. And it stores water in the trunk of the tree. And when animals on the savannah can't find water, they usually go to that tree and try and poke holes through it, and usually that'll give them the water that they need. Now that tree also has a couple of other names. One is called the upside down tree, because if you look at it, it kind of looks like it was planted upside down and the roots are sticking up. And the other name of that tree, you might have heard of it before, and it's called the tree of life. Now my friends, this area that we are about to enter very slowly. I do see a giraffe in the road all the way further up. I knew it.
Oh yes, right down, straight ahead of you.
If you kind of look straight down all the way, it's going to be very hard to see. With the furthest ahead truck, you can kind of just see the head of the giraffe there in the middle of the road.
That's why everything's stopping. It's great for us.
Yeah.
That just means we're going to have a lot of time to spend out here on the savannah. Now usually in a situation like this, when there are giraffes that are in the middle of the road, you'll see a lot of those green trucks, if you guys have ever been on the safaris before.
Yep.
Now that is a team called Animal Programs, and they're the ones that take amazing care of the animals on the reserve, and they'll come with like branches and leaves and hay, and usually they'll bait the animals
They
off the road.
tempt them off, do they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, right, okay.
It's just positive reinforcements. They know if the animals know if they get off the road, they'll get food.
Oh wow, that's clever.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we had to stop here. I wish I could go up a little bit further and turn here, but this is unfortunately where I'm going to have to stop. But we can still see those Maasai giraffe here. Now, Maasai giraffes, sadly, they are endangered, but it's the mission of everybody on the reserve to help their numbers grow. And over the last little bit over a year here at the safaris at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, there have been 5 baby giraffes born. So hopefully we'll be able to see some of those babies while we're going. I do see a lot of giraffes, and I do see the truck moving, so that's good for us. And this is one of the young ones right here. This is one of the ones that have been born here within the last over a year. Now that moo, did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Now that is that big guy right there, the Ankole cattle, the one with the long horns. Now let's try and pull on up. Let's get a little closer. Maybe he'll do it again. Now Ankole cattle, their horns can grow to be about 5 to 6 feet in length. Now, if you guys were to look at the horns, do you think they're heavy or do you think they're light?
Light.
Yeah, absolutely. They're light. They're they're pretty hollow on the inside. They're made out of a honeycomb type structure, and their blood will flow up and down the horns and act as their own personal air cooling system. So on hot days like today and other hot days that we usually have here in the summers in Africa, that is going to come in handy. Now we'll keep making our way around here, my friends, slowly, but we're getting there. We'll hit full speeds here of up to 8 miles an hour, just a little bit. Oh no. I just heard over the radio the warden we are holding for another giraffe. A little bit further up. That's alright. But hopefully we're gonna come over to these bushes here on the left hand side. Hopefully we're gonna get a great look of what could be over here. So let's pull it up, my friends. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully the sun won't be in our eyes too much. I'm looking and I don't see much at the moment. Now usually throughout the day here on this side, it's usually home to the African wild dogs. But just about now, or in a little bit, it gets switched out with hyenas. So they could be, yes, because there's a person in there. And African wild dogs are the most successful hunter in all of Africa. And hyenas,
That's a human.
hyenas are predators as well. So there's definitely going to be no animals over here on the left-hand side.
I love the way you said that. It's a human.
Unless you want me to talk about that person. Looks like
Go
that
ahead.
is one of the animal
Improvise.
programs. Yeah.
Improvise.
Looks like she's wearing green. Ooh, nice color green.
Can only be seen at dusk.
I think she was wearing a watch. I can't see.
She's quite shy.
Oh, there's another person. Let him go. I think she lives in that cave. I think she's getting ready to lay down and go to
a
sleep.
strange game of hide and seek.
Maybe she's
People
making a
watching
bed for
people.
herself.
For watching people.
I'm not sure. What a weird technique.
They're playing a strange game of hide and seek.
They're my friends. So they're getting ready to switch out to hyenas right now. But also as we come on around here, so about 2.5 months ago, we had a new baby born on the reserve, and that animal was an eland.
That was funny.
Now, this is actually the very first week that the baby boy is out on the reserve. So he's not as tiny as you think he might be, but he is still a little one. And we'll see him as we come on around here. He'll be on our left. Now, elands are the largest antelope in Africa. They can stand up to 6 feet tall at the shoulders alone. Now, we'll see that in a second, but actually, just caught my eye. If you look over to the left-hand side, those animals back there are sable antelope. Their horns grow 2 to 3 feet long. Very brave and resilient animals in fight or flight situations. They always choose to fight. Now, over here on the left, now the males, they can grow up to be about 6 feet tall at the shoulders, and he'll weigh about 2,000 pounds, while the females will weigh 1,000 pounds. And there's the little baby boy back there. This is his very first week on the reserve. So we're all very excited, and the first time I saw him, I nearly cried because I was so happy. Just look how cute and innocent he looks. Now, it's really cool. So there's actually a picture that's floating around over social media with that little one. Now, what the male elands do is they'll wrap their head around the tall grass just like this throughout the day, and they'll make themselves a flower crown. Now, the flower crowns will help the male elands to flirt with the ladies. And there's a picture of both the male and that young one with flower crowns around their head. They're pretty cool. We were all able to see those elands. Now, look at those animals. You see that one jumping that right there?
Oh, wow.
Now, those are called springbok, and that's a technique called pronking. Now, looks like we're going to get slowed down because of the springbok here, as they're crossing the road. Now everybody wants to cross the road on us. And here comes another giraffe now. I think that's a young one. All right, but I don't think that one's going to run into the road. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is a young one though, but springbok, like I was just talking about. Now they're technically called pronking. When they run and leap their highest, they can reach over heights of 8 feet in the air.
Isn't that what the New Zealand rugby team are called, the Springbok?
What's yes?
The New Zealand rugby team are
Yes.
called that as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was.
And they're one of the top 10 fastest land animals in the world. They can actually run up to speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour. Now, not only, like you said, are they the name of
New
a
Zealand rugby team.
in New Zealand, they're actually the national animal of South Africa.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of their sports teams...
Yeah, and named after the creatures.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh, thank you.
Now we're going to start pulling up to the giraffes. Let's hope they don't keep crossing in and out of the road here, because I'd like to get a great view of them for you. Hopefully we get some good pictures out here. Now here's actually two of the younger ones here on the reserve. Now giraffes, though, they're the tallest land animal in the world. They can stand anywhere from about 18 to 20 feet tall. Now they're known for their long prehensile tongues that'll help them reach the tops of the trees. Now those long tongues can grow anywhere about 16 to 20 inches long. And you're going to stop there, aren't you? You're going to stop there and enjoy your branch, aren't you? Yes, yes they are. Yes, she is. All right, well, I guess, my friends, we're going to have to stop here.
Oh, wow. Yay.
So when a young giraffe is born, the first thing that they're going to experience is a 6-foot plunge to the floor. That's because mama gives birth standing up. But once they are born, they can walk and run within the very first hour of their life, and they're already standing at 6 feet tall.
Wow.
Reserve Warden, Safari 8. Hey, now I am stuck behind giraffes. For I shall. So I just had to call and let the reserve warden know that we are now stuck behind giraffes. Now the Ankole cattle that you see here, these are 3 females. Those aren't the largest horns that you saw there. That was the male. Now they're also referred as Watusi cattle, named after the Watusi tribe, who were the first people to domesticate them. They're the only domesticated animal that is out here on the reserve. Now a group of giraffes, she's just standing there. A group of giraffes together is going to be known as a tower. Now, one really cool thing that giraffes and humans have in common is the amount of vertebrae that we each have in our neck, which is 7. It's just theirs happens to be a lot longer than ours. Reserve Warden Safari 8.
It's not moving, is it?
Hard to believe, but I am still holding behind giraffe. Yes, I do. They're on the way.
Are those the one who come and feed them, are they?
Yeah, so now here comes our heroes here. The reinsurance.
It's doing great. It's not moving.
Yeah, no, this one was just determined to stop in front of our truck and eat that branch.
This is brilliant, isn't it?
There's the male. The male is moving again. Wow, we are getting real lucky today, my friends. Let me tell you.
This is brilliant.
Go ahead, one more time, buddy. Let's hear you.
This is great, isn't it?
I'm telling him to move like he's gonna listen to me. Sorry. I like to think about it. All right. Well, now this baby is staring at this truck, and let's see. Let's see. She's gonna stick her head down, try and pick that branch up.
Wow.
There you go. All right. Let's see if she'll budge.
Oh, this is amazing, isn't it?
Hopefully, as we come around, we'll be able to find some more giraffes as well. Reserve Warden Safari 8. Hey, I'm still holding, but Stampede is officially here. I'm trying to get her out of the road.
It's just watching them. Oh, there we are.
I think it worked, my friends. I think it worked. All right.
That was so cute.
Reserve 1 Safari 8. I am back on the move.
Cows coming now. The cow's coming.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, that was the boy. Sorry, I kept calling him the girl. It's the one boy that was born. Now, up on the top of the hill on the right-hand side, the gray antelope or the wildebeest. Now, over here to Africa, wildebeest will migrate 500 to up to 1,000 miles along the Serengeti grasslands, but the wildebeest will migrate in herds of up to 1.5 million. And they're also referred as the new GNU. Funny. They're also referred as the new GNU because of the low grunting noise they make. And here's a great look at another giraffe over here on the left. Now, we're seeing these giraffes eat a lot, and that's because they do. They will eat up to 20 hours of the day. Now, but when it comes to sleeping, they do not need much of that. They're only going to sleep up to 30 minutes to 2 hours of the whole entire day. Now, my friends, we are making our way to the next area here on the reserve. Now, this is going to be known as Elephant Country. Now, let's see. Now, I do see the elephant a little bit further back, so we'll see that in a couple of moments. We'll get to a better angle, but if you look to your left, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 mandrills, I think. Yeah, wow, look at that. Now, mandrills are monkeys. They can weigh about 100 pounds at the largest, and a male is known for their red and blue markings on their face. Now, the brighter those red and blue markings are, the more excited, the more agitated they might be. But they have pouches within their mouths, mandrills do, that hold just as much food as their stomach can. Now, over there on the right, there's a great look at that male African elephant. Now, a male African elephant can weigh about 13,000 pounds, run up to speeds of 35 miles per hour. Now, at about 13 to 15 years old, a male elephant is kicked out of the herd. And they do, or they leave on their own, and that's because they start to become a little too aggressive with everyone else. Now, once they're out there living on their own, they'll start a very loose herd every once in a while of just 3 or 4 other males, and that is called a bachelor's herd. And they'll keep that group together for a couple of weeks, and then they end up going back their own separate ways. But my friends, we're going to head further into elephant country in the hopes, fingers crossed, that we're going to see more of a herd over here. Because when a male is kicked out or leaves, they never live too far away from the rest of the herd, so we'll try and go find them. But to the left and the right of us is red clay. Now, elephants eat red clay. It provides for them important minerals that they need. Now, there does appear to be lots of elephant tusk marks here within the red clay, so like I said, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that we might be able to spot one of them out here. But you never know, this is their home. They're going to migrate wherever they feel they need to migrate. And I do see actually some elephants a little bit over there. I think I saw a baby over there. Hopefully we're going to get a better look. We may get lucky with the babies today. Now, if you guys are wondering what a lot of this fencing is, since we've become so close, I figured I'd tell you. So now, when a new baby is introduced onto the reserve like this, that's just a barrier for that baby to not go in areas that it's not supposed to. So that baby is kind of learning its space and where it's only supposed to be. Now, over here on the left-hand side, my friends, these are greater flamingo. Now, greater flamingo are the largest and lightest pink of flamingo, and they'll get that coloring from their diet, which is made up of brine, shrimp, and other small fish, high in beta-carotene. And my friends, I'm going to stop right about here, and you guys can see those elephants as well. Now, when elephants migrate, they're going to be led by the matriarch of the herd. Now, the matriarch is going to be the oldest female. Now, when a female elephant is pregnant, their gestation period is 22 months. So just shy of 2 years before a young baby elephant is born. And a group of flamingos like you see here on the left, that is going to be known as a flamboyance of flamingos. But my friends, we are going to keep on going here. Now this is going to be the area where hopefully we're going to find some big cats. Now the big cats I'm talking about that we may find here are going to be cheetahs and lions. So let's pull on up to these 2 yards that are over here. Let's see, my friends, if we can spot anything. Spotted cheetahs. There we go, my friends. We're going to get a great look at a cheetah. There you go, my friends. Right there on the left-hand side. Cheetahs are one of the fastest land mammals in the world. They can run 65 miles an hour in 3 seconds. Now, though they're known for that quick speed, they can actually only maintain it for about 100 or 200 yards before they start to slow down. We've got a couple of more coming over here on the left. Now, cheetahs have black teardrop markings that go from underneath their eyes to their mouth. Now, those will act as natural deterrents from the sun so that they can hunt better during the day. Now, cheetahs are built for speed and they're not built for power as much. So when they go hunting, the last thing they want to face is any type of competition. And their biggest competition comes from the animal that lives up here on this set of Kopi. Now that is going to be the lion. Now let's pull on around here, my friends. Let's see if we can find any lions. I don't see any just yet. They've kind of been hanging out there on the other side of the Kopi today, so we're going to head on over that way. Oh, well, my friends, look at this on the left-hand side. You're going to find a female lion.
Yeah.
Now, the females... Oh, down she went over there. Now, female lions are the workhorse of the pride. They are going to do the majority of the hunting, while the males will stay at home and protect the land and protect the cubs. Now, lions conserve up to 16 to 20 hours of energy a day. And I'm going to pull up here because there's the male over here as well. They're going to conserve so much energy because out of every 12 animals that they hunt for food, they're usually only successful once. So they really try and save up all that energy. Now that mane around that male lion's neck is going to grow to be about 20 pounds heavy. When lions roar their loudest, they can be heard from up to 5 miles away. And the name Simba that we're all familiar with from The Lion King. In Swahili, that actually means lion. Now if you look to your left, look there. There's some warthogs walking by. Now warthogs are known for their razor-sharp tusks. When they go in their burrows, they'll usually back in, leaving their tusks exposed to help them defend themselves from predators. Now they can run 35 miles per hour, and when they run, their tail sticks straight up in the air, kind of like an antenna. It's quite cute. Now we had an ostrich stopped, which is why we got backed up here. Now over here on the left-hand side, here we have some ostrich. Now ostrich are the largest, fastest bird in the world. Now though they are a bird and have wings, they're flightless, but they run 45 miles per hour, and their wings will help them to keep balance, change direction when they do run. Now this antelope walking near us right here, that's a water buck. Now they get their name because they drink unusual amounts of water and live in any kind of aquatic area they can find. Now here we have the white rhinos. Now white rhinos can weigh about 5,000 pounds, run 35 miles an hour, and a group of them is known as a crash, in large part due to their very poor eyesight. They can only see a couple of feet in front of them, so they do crash into things quite often. But also there on the right hand side is a bok-to-bok, that small antelope. Now at one point there was only 17 bok-to-bok left in the world because they were heavily poached for their fur and their horns. But thanks to conservation efforts and reserves just like this, bok-to-bok numbers have gone from 17 into the thousands. So a true conservation win. Now they're really still only found on reserves just like this, but hopefully they're going to be soon released out in the wild. But we are finally leaving the savannah, my friends, and have made our way to the Agadi Glen. And this animal that we're going to see here is called a scimitar horned oryx. Now, this animal gets its name scimitar because its horns will resemble that of the shape of a scimitar sword and can grow to be about 4 to 5 feet in length. Now, we need water every day. We need to stay hydrated as much as possible, but if you're this animal, not so much. You can go up to 9 months without even a single drop of water, and their bodies won't break a sweat until they reach 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, my friends, as we exit the Makati Glen here, it's going to end our time on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. I hope you had a lot of fun out there. I hope you saw lots of animals you were looking forward to seeing, and maybe some you've never seen before. Now, just remember, my friends, no two safaris, as you have just witnessed today, are ever going to be the same. As evident by that giraffe and the Ankoli cattle and the pelicans that teased us. Probably almost forgot about those. But just remember, my friends, no two safaris are ever the same. So come on back. We'd love to have you. Now, if you'd like to donate to the Disney Conservation Fund to help animals you saw out there like lions and rhinos and elephants, very simple. With any merchandise shop or stand at Disney's Animal Kingdom, you can round up your purchase to the nearest dollar. Now, Disney will match any donation you make, dollar for dollar. And you get a really awesome button that says that you're a Disney Conservation Fund hero, because you are. Even a little bit goes a long way. And then also we saw those wild people in the cave. I almost forgot all about that. We had a great time out there. Let me tell you now, we've made it back to the village of Harambe. Now in Swahili, Harambe means to come together. You know what, my friends? I am glad that we did come together today and share the safari with one another. And if you're a wilderness explorer, the truck you have been on is going to be the Simba One. But here at Harambe, my friends, we do not like to say goodbye, because goodbyes, they just sound far too sad and far too final. And you know, my friends, after the time we have spent together, I love you, and if I say goodbye, I'm going to cry. So instead, I'm going to say Kwaherini, which means go well. So Kwaherini, my friends, go well, go wild. If you have any questions, please feel free. Come on up to the phone. Love to answer any questions that you have.
Watch